Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back again. We are live again. This is United Daily Live, and I hope you guys are all doing well. We are in lockdown. We are all stuck indoors, unless you're an essential worker, that is. And if you're an essential worker, then thank you for helping every single one of us. But we're all stuck indoors right now. We're all going absolutely crazy. But one good thing is, we've still got the rumours. We've still got all the football chat. We've still got all the football talk. We've still got all the transfer chat. So here on AdamMcKola TV, here on United Daily, every single day at 10 a.m. UK time, we are going to go live and have a chat about the latest news. And the latest news today is on Jude Bellingham. Yes, Jude Bellingham continues to be linked with Manchester United. But we're also going to talk about Chris Smalling's future and Alexis Sanchez's future. So we're going to talk about an ex-Arsenal player that joined Manchester United and potentially a United player that could be joining Arsenal. So keep it locked to United Daily Live. For that, we're going to be discussing all those things as well as answering some of your questions. Remember, guys, subscribe, hit the notifications button, hit join, keep it locked to AdamMcKola TV, and we will have a good time during this lockdown. Don't you worry about it. I'm going to help you guys get through it. And my lockdown is going well. Yeah, I tell you, my lockdown's going well. Yesterday, I managed to get 6 months of Disney Plus for free because of my phone contract, which isn't bad. I didn't even realise I had that perk. So if you're on O2, go onto your O2 app, check out your perks. You might have 6 months of Disney Plus there. And that's going to be very, very useful for the next couple of weeks, months on lockdown. Also, got the WWF network login the other day. Signed up there, got a free month on that. I've been watching all of WWF Raws and pay-per-views from the start. Well, I say from the start, from like 1997. Now, at the moment, I'm at the start of 1998. And this morning, I woke up with the D-Generation X music playing in my head. I hadn't even opened my eyes yet. So that's how well my lockdown is going. That's how well I was going to say quarantine. I'm not being quarantined because I don't think I've got it, but my self-isolation is going. So I hope your self-isolation is going better than mine and you're not waking up to, are you ready? That's literally what I woke up to. Break it down. Anyway, let's talk about these transfers. Let's talk about everything that's going on. We got Jacob, Pavel, Michael, Max, Sidearms is back in the comments. Joshua, Jacob's here. Plenty of you guys in the comments. So make sure you're hitting that like button and keeping it locked. First things first, we're going to talk about Jude Bellingham. Now, Jude Bellingham, highly talented young lad, plays for Birmingham City. Is 16 years old at this time. 16 years old. When he was born, I was 14 or 15. Ugh. I was 14 when he was born. That makes me sick. That makes me feel very, very old. But Jude Bellingham could be on his way to Man United. He's going to be leaving Birmingham City this summer. That is pretty clear. He's been given permission to speak with various clubs. Now, we saw Jude Bellingham last time out leaving Carrington with his mom and dad. His mom and dad represent him and they handle his career and stuff like that. Has been a big influential part of it. But I informed you guys at that time that doesn't mean we're going to sign him. There's so many different players that will go through Old Trafford, that will meet people at Old Trafford. But it was rumoured and it was believed that United pulled out all the stops for this young man. This 16-year-old kid is highly rated. He plays in midfield. He can play on the central midfield and on the left of midfield. More often than not, I say more often than not, it's pretty even where he's been playing for Birmingham City. But he's played more games from the left of midfield for Birmingham City. But then only a couple games less he's played in midfield, in central midfield. He's played on the right. He's played in DM. He's played as a forward. He's played as an attacking midfielder. He's literally played all over that final third position. And even a little bit deeper at times as well. And that tells you how highly, not only mature you have to be for a 16-year-old to be able to play in all those positions, but how talented and how gifted and how good of a reader of the game you are. Now, he is obviously a player that's seen to get involved in attacks. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists this season from 32 appearances in the Championship. Now, a young 16-year-old playing in the Championship, it's not going to be easy for them, but he makes it look easy. His defensive contributions massive, through balls, ball interception, his tackling. He does very, very well. He's a very good footballer. And there's no surprise he's been linked with a whole host of different clubs. He likes to tackle, he likes to whip the ball in, he likes to get involved in all areas. And those are the kind of players that you want. Obviously, with some players that have too many, it can be a downfall as well if you play in too many positions, can't it? Because then you're can you play not left back, but can you play left, can you play right back? And it was kind of what happened to Wayne Rooney. His willingness to do that and help out the team kind of cost him. But ultimately, United should be in for these kind of talents. As soon as the best UK, British talents come available and come on the market, we should be in for them. Now, Borussia Dortmund are also in for them. Now, you may see something where Jude Bellingham thinks, it's better for me as a young 16-year-old to go away, go to Dortmund and learn my trade there, away from the gaze of the English media. And that wouldn't be a bad decision for him. But also, coming to Manchester United wouldn't be a bad decision for him. And James Cooper last night did something for Sky Sports where he did a little Q&A, and he was asked about Jude Bellingham. And he said Jude Bellingham is a prime target for Manchester United. They really do want to get him signed up. We're feeling confident, but we're obviously aware that Borussia Dortmund are in for him and are targeting him as well. So that comes into play with Jude Bellingham. But Jude Bellingham to Manchester United continues to be linked and is believed to be a prime target for the club. Whether we sign him or not is a different story. But fingers crossed we can make that happen. Do you guys want to see it happen? Do you think we should sign him and then loan him back to Birmingham City for a season? What do you think should be the situation with that? Let me know in those comments below. Make sure you keep in the comments coming in. Like this video. And of course, keep subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. Who is this moppet in here? Let's get rid of him. There you go. I need to make some of you guys, some of you regulars, a mod donor so you can deal with shit like that in the comments. But nevertheless, we're back and we're active, and we're talking about Jude Bellingham. We're talking about all the latest news, and we're talking about all things Manchester United on here, United Daily. Now, not only are United targeting Jude Bellingham, he's a prime target. There's also a few other headlines that we're going to discuss as well. But before we get stuck into those headlines, before we move over to that, let me know your opinions on Jude Bellingham. Do you want to see United sign him up? And I'm going to dive into some of the comments. Is good. We want him, but in a few years, get a relationship. Okay, so tell him he's good. Tell him we want him, but in a few years. I don't think that happens, bruv. Josh. I don't think that will happen because it does look like he's on a move. You've got to think, if we say to him, we want you, but we're going to get you in a few years, and then he gets injured, what if we don't want him then? So footballers kind of have to make selfish decisions, financial decisions a small bit as well, because yes, he doesn't have to worry about money at this stage in his career. But at Birmingham City, if he was to sign a new deal, it would go up, but it wouldn't go up massively. Whereas if he was to sign an average deal with United or Dortmund, it'd trump what he's been earning at the moment. So that also comes into play. So I think signing him and loaning him out would be probably the way to go with that one, if we were to loan him out. Unless, of course, we thought he had enough to offer United's first team. But we've seen talented young players like Angel Gomez aren't getting a start for us. And you look at how chocker that midfield is. But then you think about it. If you have a player that can play left mid, right mid, he can play any of the three central midfield positions. He can play behind the striker. You open up then your options as a team. You can rest different players at different times, rotate him, etc., etc. So he would open up a different dimension, and he's almost like covering a few positions with one. But is that the right way to go? Is that the right way to be known as a player, that I'm happy and I'm going to cover all these different positions? I'm not sure it is. He's on 150 quid at the minute. Is that what he's on? A week? Wouldn't surprise me because 16 years old, but jeez, needs to get his paper up. his next contract's going to be a ridiculous. Imagine you go from 150 grand a week, 150 pound a week to like 20 grand a week or something like that. Whoa, my head would fall off. Listen, if that was me, I'd be in a ditch somewhere overdosing. So fair play to some of these lads for being able to go on as normal when they get all this money. 30 million is crazy money for a 16-year-old, says Shivesh. Do you remember Wayne Rooney? Or is that what you're referring to? But Wayne Rooney was the same. Not every young kid is Wayne Rooney. But when talking about Wayne Rooney, like people mention Jude Bellingham here and saying, like Josh was saying, get him a little bit later down the line. And that may be the best case scenario for us, to get him further down the line when he's a little bit more experienced, so he gets that game time. But sometimes in football things happen. And you remember Wayne Rooney when United signed him? United signed Wayne Rooney. We didn't really want to get him that summer. We wanted to kind of leave him at Everton after a bit it felt. And then Newcastle went in for him. And Newcastle were negotiating for Wayne Rooney. And Sir Alex thought, fuck this, I'm not missing out on this kid. So we'll have to just get him now. And then Fergie got him earlier than he would have probably wanted to. It didn't matter. The kid teared it up. He was fantastic for us. He didn't need that extra year experience. But sometimes teams, they have to wait up. If they think they can wait and this player ain't going to get sold this transfer window and he'll end up getting extra experience there and we'll be able to suss him out for another year, like, that's not always going to happen. And your hand may be forced. What about Garner and Levitt, says Shivesh? Massively talented players. Massively talented players. I think next year is the year when they'll start to get a little bit more introduced into the team. We've got to be careful as well not to rush anybody. You can't rush anybody. You have to take your time with them. Dylan's a fantastically talented player. James Garner's a fantastically talented player. And you need to be careful with them. And take it carefully, not rush. Rooney was a generational talent, says Parshu, and that's very, very true. But Jude could be. We don't know. Obviously, in this day and age where you get everything on all these different players, everyone's the next big thing. But he's seemingly well thought of, as Wayne Rooney was when Wayne Rooney broke through. Will you do a video of players that should go on tour if there is one, assuming they stay? Could do something like that, or like a tier list of the players this season. Something like that. What do you think? Let us know in those comments below. Smalling's been better than Koulibaly this season. Whoa! What position do you see Bellingham playing in? I see him, I don't know, it's hard. Because he's so good, he's right-footed, but he can switch it on either side. I'd say in the midfield on the wing possibly, but then you've got that his cleverness, his willingness to tackle. So you probably bring him in more central, and maybe it'd be a case that for the first few years of his career, he's going to be pushed a little bit out wide, just to get a little bit of experience and get a little bit of game time. And then once he gets that experience, once he gets that maturity in his play, once he gets that kind of swagger and arrogance, you push him into a central midfield position like an 8. So it's just like what you want from him. If you just want to give him time, get experience, you could possibly stick him out on the wing. But I do think down through the middle. He'll be a box-to-box, is ZOT. Bellingham and Medjugorje would be a quality combo in the future. Hannibal Medjugorje, another one highly thought of. How much did we spend on him from Monaco? 10 mil, something cray like that. Which is a lot of money for a young boy. Sancho is better on the left side, says Jacob. We need that right-hand side sorted, brother. We need to just play him there. Unless you play Rashford on the right. But I think Rashford's quality from the left. I like to see Rashford from that position. Peter's watching all the way from Bangkok. Yes, brother. Do you think we'll end up spending our entire budget on Sancho if Pogba stays? I don't think we're going to be in for massive amounts of players. And a lot of it, I think we'll probably have around a budget of 150. Probably spend a large chunk of that on Jadon Sancho if Jadon Sancho wants to join United. And then we're left like, okay, can you get a Grealish? Do you want to get that DM? Are you going to strengthen your defence? Like, we'll look at one of these other headlines now. The reports regarding Jadon Sancho this morning are that Ed Woodward and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are desperate to make that signing happen. Desperate to make it happen. So with that being said, it looks like he's like we saying Bellingham's a prime target. He is probably the prime target, Jadon Sancho, for this summer. And it comes into a position that you look at our position in that, and it's that right hand side's awful. I mean, you think of some of the players that we've had playing down there over the years. David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo on that right hand side. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when Beckham wasn't playing there, he did a brilliant job on the right hand side. Latter years we've had Memphis, who could play there, Di Maria. Like, I know those players didn't do well at the club, but they were quality, do you know what I mean? And we haven't got that quality in those wider positions at the moment. Taheef Chong, he's still got a lot of a way to go. He's got talent, but he needs to develop. Daniel James, I think we overplayed him, in the season, and as a result, his second part of the campaign was awful. But I do think he's limited in certain areas, and we just need to sort that right hand side out. And you look at some of these articles about Jadon Sancho, and they're already talking about his shirt number and stuff. And that's how obvious of a signing it is. We know what shirt number he'll wear. We'll know what position he'll play in. We know how much we need him. Will we get him? That's the only question mark. Because I think we're definitely in for him. Obviously, there's another big question mark in that. When is the transfer window even going to open? Nobody knows. When will that transfer window open? Not a bloody clue. So until that happens, we can't really see any of these transfer windows. These transfers happening. Makes sense to play Sancho on the right, says Jacob. Nani was our last true right winger, says ZOT. Good shout. Thomas Partey or Bellingham if we get Sancho done. I think we need Thomas Partey more, but Bellingham would be a signing for the future. I think we'd need a Thomas Partey more than we would need a Jude Bellingham, but that's because Thomas Partey would go straight into our starting lineup. Jude Bellingham wouldn't. That's not to say we shouldn't be signing players like Jude Bellingham. We could commit to Delo right midfield. Says, sorry, the comment moved very quickly. I love Delo. I don't know why people write him off so much, Why do people play down Martial even though his stats are there? I mean, people are always going to be on Martial's case. If they've made their mind up, that's their issue. We can enjoy him while he's here. Let me see. Lone Wanderer says, what did I miss, brother? So for you guys that have joined us late on United Daily Live, Jude Bellingham is a prime target for Manchester United according to James Cooper of Sky Sports. Obviously him and his parents were at Carrington and the Aon Training Complex earlier in the year to discuss a potential move. He has been allowed to discuss a move by Birmingham City. Other headlines: United are desperate for Jadon Sancho. Ed Woodward and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are desperate to make that transfer happen whenever the transfer window opens. Alexis Sanchez is on the market for £17 million now. Thank you to Sport Witness for helping us get this one. It's a report coming out of Chile, and you look at the report and they mention a lot of South American teams that could potentially be interested in him. Now that would mean Alexis Sanchez taking a massive wage reduction, because I don't see how some of those clubs would keep up with his wages. But if he was to take a wage hit and move to one of those clubs, then maybe just think, I want to go back, where I'm used to, go back towards home. Then a move to South America could be on the cards. And £17 million is believed to be the fee that Manchester United would want for Alexis Sanchez. Now, if we could recoup £17 million for him, considering we didn't pay for him, we've obviously paid massive wages and stuff like that, but if you could recoup a £17 million fee for him, which would, probably just about cover a year of his wages, or just under a year of his wages, then it's not a bad deal, is it? But whether we can get that kind of money for him, even in this market, even in this day and age, I don't think there's going to be a whole host of clubs queuing up to pay his wages. I just don't see that happening. And with that being said, it's going to be a difficult one. I see Alexis Sanchez leaving on loan, or leaving in that kind of scenario. I don't see Alexis Sanchez being bought by somebody, especially for like 15, 20 million. Probably end up being like a £5 million fee or something like that, because the other club that buys him will have to entice him with a high signing on fee in exchange for a lower wage, and that's going to take an impact on how much United can get for him. 17 mil is around a year's salary for Alexis, isn't it? I was working on, if 250 grand a week is about $1 million a month, you're looking about 12 mil. He's on about probably 350. So probably around 18 mil. Get hitting that like button, guys. Come on, we're on 48 likes, man. Get hitting that like button. Get joining as well. Big shout out to Darcy Sweeney, who was the first one to become a premium member on AdamMcKola TV. There's very few of you at the moment, but thank you all for joining in and supporting the channel. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're commenting, sharing and subscribing. That 7 is defined for Sancho, says Matt. Sanchez to China on a free kick-ass. China has a wage cap, salary cap in play at the moment. So because of that, they will not be signing Alexis Sanchez, I don't think. He's more likely to go over to South America or something like that. Why am I up early? It's not early. It's 10:20 odd at the moment. We're going to be live 10 o'clock every day with United news, especially during this lockdown period. And then if we can keep it going after that, when I've got going to games and I've got all this other stuff going on, then we'll try to. But these regular streams are going to be a thing. Daily content's going to be uploaded on the channel, so make sure you're keeping it locked. Triple A, thank you, love you, thank you for getting involved. Right then, the final story. Finally, The Rock has come back. Really need to calm down with these references to WWE. Anyway, Arsenal have been linked with a move for Chris Smalling. Now, United were linked with Kalidou Koulibaly, and apparently the deal for Chris Smalling was a big factor in that. Getting rid of him, bringing some money in, maybe around £20 million, and selling Chris Smalling and recouping another centre-half. Now, if we did recoup another centre-half, I think we'd need to let another one go. I know Rojo's out there on loan. Assuming he left on a permanent, Jones or someone would have to go. So that's fine. Arsenal have been linked with Chris Smalling. Now, for me, I'd make that happen. I think a lot of the hype around Chris Smalling is just that. It's just that. A lot of these people don't watch Roma. That's not to say he hasn't played well this season, because he has. But I feel it's exaggerated. I feel it's just something there for people to have a little dig at United at. Oh, you let Smalling go now, look at him. He's fucking world class. He's not. He's not. If he came back to the Premier League, we'd see exactly the same Chris Smalling in the Premier League. He'd have the occasional games where he's quality and he wins his battles and he sees the games out. And then there'd be those games where he's all over the place, where he can't pass the ball, he can't pass wind, he can't cross his legs, he can't bring the ball out from the back. And as a result, United break down either in building up attacks or defensively. Teams get at us too much. Chris Smalling isn't going to change. That's the way he is. He's a good centre-half, but he's always got a rick in him. He's always got a mistake in him. And he's not great with the ball at his feet. And with that being said, give him to Arsenal. Get 15, 20 million, 25 million quid, whatever it is, and give him to Arsenal. Because they will bring the worst out of him. We know what Arsenal are like. Look at the fucking state of them. Imagine Luiz and Smalling in a centre-back partnership. All over the place. All over the place. Make it happen, United. Make it happen. Sell Smalling to Arsenal. Everyone thinking Smalling's coming back to United. It's not happening. It's not good enough for United. That's why he's out there on loan. I'm sorry. A lot of respect for him. He won his trophies for the club. He did his thing for the club. But him leaving was the right thing to do. And he's not going to be coming back. Those are the simple facts. He's not going to be coming back. So, yeah, I just think we need... people that say, bring him back and all that, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I remember him getting so many cards as well. How many cards do you see Lindelof and Maguire getting next to none, says ZLT. As for Smalling, I can say that his time at Man United is over. Let him go and play in Italy, says Andre. I don't think he'd want to come back to the Premier League. Why would you? You found somewhere that suits you. You found somewhere where you're flourishing. Roma are a bigger club than Arsenal. The Premier League might be a better league and all that, whatever. But Roma, I'd rather play for Roma than Arsenal, bro. Play in Rome for Roma. That stadium. I'd rather play with them fans, with that team, than play for Arsenal. But if Arsenal want him, and Smalling wants to go to Arsenal, make it happen. We won't be proven wrong on this one. We genuinely won't be proven wrong. Smalling and Mustafi, says Jacob. We need Gone of the Dead Wood, says Seth. Fabrizio Romano, says Rima. What's Fabrizio done now? What's he done, eh? I hate when people say that because I feel like I've missed something. Let's have a look. No, haven't missed anything at the moment. Right, let's have a look on news now. See if there's anything new popping up in the next 2 minutes of the show. I've got a shoot in a minute as well because I'm filming Housen and McKola Uncensored with Steve in a bit. So let's have a look what we got here. Sancho wants to join United because of this big... That sounds like a clickbait article. We had another one from the Daily Mail 15 minutes ago. Arsenal are trying to snatch Chris Smalling from Roma after Manchester United man's impressive display on loan in Serie A, with the Italian side struggling to meet the £25 million asking price. Arsenal will cough up the asking price, so get the deal done with them. Make them have Chris Smalling and David Luiz and all that madness at the back. Please do. It'd be a pleasure. Whoa! Anything else? Any other stories? Pogba be angry at the contract? Come on! How would he be angry about triggering a clause? This is what I mean about some stories. I'm going to get back into the comments because you are my sanity in the comments. The Lone Wanderer, my dog, with the super chat. What a legend. You're a bloody saviour at the moment, mate. If I didn't have my daily dose of football, my insanity level would be high as hell. If I didn't have you guys, I would be high as hell. Oh, God, guys. I would love to say I'm joking, but I'm not. And I'm glad to have you guys, peeps. So thank you very much for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV. This has been another United Daily. We have been live. I'm going to get off now to shoot Housen and McKola Uncensored with my good old friend, Stephen Housen. But for now, guys, make sure you're keeping it locked. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining, all that good stuff. And for now, I have been AdamMcKola. You guys are legend. Lone Wanderer, thank you for that. Everyone else, thank you for joining us, whether you're Jacob, Sidearm, ZOT, Oliver, Rima, Dylan, everybody else in the comments, Harris. Thank you very much for joining us, Shivesh as well, and all you other usual names that I've forgotten. Thank you to Darcy Sweeney for being the first one to join on the channel membership. Remember, you can do that as well. But for now, thank you for tuning in. I've been AdamMcKola. We're out of here.